How is it going, YouTube? Cult of Mush here. I am back with another rant style videos. A lot of you guys enjoyed my Assassin's Creed video and wanted me to do more videos like that, but I'm not always a negative person. That video was a little bit more on the negative side. This time I'm going to be talking about something a little bit more positive, and that's Valkyria Chronicles on the PC. Now, if you guys don't know what Valkyria Chronicles is, and most likely most of you guys don't know what it was a game that was released on the PlayStation 3 in the fall of 2008 and was recently ported to the PC. It was a port that really came out of nowhere. Valkyria Chronicles was an extremely niche title, a Japanese title nonetheless, which PC really doesn't get a lot of games from those Japanese titles. We've been seeing more and more of them on the PC, don't get me wrong, with games like Final Fantasy 13, Ys, and Metal Gear Solid coming out, but it's still something that's kind of new to the PC, so I was extremely shocked, but at the never heard from again. There was a sequel that came out on the PSP that got localized from Japan. Then there was a third game that also was released on the PSP that never even got localized in the States. So we were kind of like, oh, Valkyria Chronicles is dead. But no, we randomly got this sudden revival on the PC. And my first worry when I heard about this game was, I was like, alright, this is cool and all. Valkyria Chronicles was an awesome game on the PlayStation 3, but this is a niche title. This was kind of, a game that came out a long time ago. How's the port gonna be? And I was just thinking, this is going to be as bad of a port as Final Fantasy 13 was. Granted, they are working on fixing Final Fantasy 13, but that's besides the point. Valkyria Chronicles came out about 2 weeks ago, and to my surprise, the game was an exceptional port. Now, it didn't have all these settings like you could change all this texture quality, anti-aliasing, everything in depth, but we don't really need that. A 6-year-old game really doesn't need that. As long as it works good with the controller, it does have keyboard and mouse support, and it is a strategy game, so keyboard and mouse isn't too bad with the game. I preferred using a controller myself, but it supported high resolution up to 4K, I think even higher than that, but who really has anything higher than 4K, let's be honest here. But the game ran really well. 60 frames per second, solid 1440p on my 1440p monitor. The game looked great. The only downside about the port was that the in-game cutscenes, they weren't rendered in-game through the in-game engine, so they were stuck at the 720p quality that they were on the PS3. Not too big of a deal, but it is something that's noticeable, and it definitely doesn't look as good as the rest of the game does on PS3, and especially considering a lot of this game is made up of the cutscene, it is kind of a downer, but hey, it's not too bad, and it definitely doesn't kill the experience of the game. And keep in mind, this was released as a budget $20 title, and on the day of release, you could actually find the game for like $13 on Green Man Gaming. So really, you were getting a very cheap game. Sega released it at a very affordable price. It was a good port, and I was just like, damn, this is how games should come out on the PC. I hope to see Metal Gear Solid 5 do the same thing that Valkyria Chronicles did, Ground Zeroes, that is. That releases next month, and, that's another game I'm just like, this is the kind of a first-time thing on the PC. But, Valkyria Chronicles proves that if you release a good port, you don't even have to advertise it that much. PC gamers are the kind of guys that, we go on Steam, we see a game has been released, and then we'll kind of just talk to ourselves, and the advertising kind of builds on itself, if you know what I mean. And Valkyria Chronicles actually went to the top selling list on Steam. It was the #1 game selling on Steam, which is crazy, because the game came out a week after Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and then it came out the same week as Assassin's Creed Unity. So think about that for a second. A 6-year-old game found a new life on the PC, on Steam. All you have to do is make it a solid port, and Sega was talking about how this game sold phenomenally. Hopefully we'll see Valkyria Chronicles 2, the PSP game, come out on Steam. That'd be cool. Hopefully Sega ports some of their other games like Vanquish and, whatever other games they have. Sonic, I don't know. They can port a lot of stuff to the PC, but, it just goes to show, if it's a good game and the port's good, PC gamers will flock to it. We're not all this pirating, piece of shit that just pirates every game they see. Some of us actually buy games and support the games we like, and Valkyria Chronicles was one of those games that proves if you release a good game, you make it a good port, you don't shit on the PC gamers' loyalty, then they're gonna buy the game and you're gonna make some money off the game. And I'm just so happy for Sega. This is a game that really deserves all the sales that it got. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, at least check it out. Look at some gameplay. If you're into like anime or anything like that, you will absolutely love this game. And if you're into strategy games, you'll like it. If you're into RPGs, you'll like it. If you're into a game with a good story, you'll like it. This is a really good game, and I highly, highly recommend it. One of my favorites of the year that's come out on PC. I know, a 6-year-old title, in my opinion, is one of the best games of the year. It's crazy. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Let me know if you guys have played it. I really enjoyed it. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm still playing through it. Let me know what you guys think about Valkyria Chronicles. Did you pick it up? Are you enjoying it? Is it running good for you? Because for me, it's been an absolute dream. And it seems like most people I talk to, it's been running pretty well. So let me know in the comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Peace!